Hey friends, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to chat all about what's in my park bag for a couples trip, so mom and dad, no kids, to Disneyland. Let's go ahead and get into it. Well, hey friends, if we have not met before, my name's Corina. I'm a wife and a mama to two little ones. Usually I'm talking to you guys all about our trips to Disneyland and how we navigate Disney with two young kids, and also giving you tips and tools to travel well with your little ones. But today, and more recently, I've been focused a lot on couples trips. So my husband and I are celebrating our anniversary, our 11-year wedding anniversary. We're heading to Disneyland for a few days to get some Halloween time Disney time in. So we are super excited for this trip, of course, to have this time away and to just hang out together, enjoy the Disney parks together, which is something my husband has always wanted to do. And one thing that has been quite a conundrum to me is figuring out a park bag to pack for this trip. Because we typically take our kids who are young, they're 6 and 3, we always have a stroller, and that is not going to be the case this time. So as my husband and I have been planning and figuring out what we're going to pack and how we're going to prep everything and what we're going to bring, we have really had to navigate this obstacle of how to pack park bags in a way that makes sense, has everything we need, but isn't super overwhelming or heavy. So I'm gonna talk to you guys both about my park bag and my husband's park bag that we're planning to take for this trip. So we're gonna start off with my hubby's park bag. Okay, so for our family trips, my husband usually brings this sling bag, and it is really great. It's large, it has plenty of pockets, and it's really easy to wear. This is just from Amazon, and we have loved it. I actually used it first on one of our trips several years ago, and ever since then my husband has actually adopted it and been using it for himself. So typically he'll carry our son's autograph book in here and some little snacks and wipes and things like that, anything he would need to kind of be alone with our kiddo, with our son, as they're going on a few rides or if they run into characters throughout the parks, things like that he keeps in here. And then everything else we keep in our stroller, in our big family bag is what I call it. And then I do a similar thing. I will typically have a fanny pack or the Petunia Pickle Bottom sling bag, and that's what I use as my inline bag, is what we call it. So again, it fits some snacks, autograph book, pens, some little potty things, if I need to take my daughter to the restroom, hand sanitizer, face wipes, things like that that you need when you're kind of away from your main bag, main hub on the stroller, and just some things you want to grab really quickly and easily. I do also keep my camera in there because I do like to vlog our trips. So all that stuff fits really well in a fanny pack like this, or a sling bag like I like to carry. But for this trip, she is staying home. This bag is staying home for this trip. And instead, my husband is actually going to use a different sling bag that I own. And it's this little guy. So this is actually by a little athletics company. It's called Sanita Athletics, but it's really comparable to the Lululemon belt bag or a belt bag that you can get on Amazon. So I'll link some options for you guys below. It's small, it's compact, it fits over your body really nicely. It has this little kind of car seat buckle situation. And then it does have several pockets. There's a pocket in the back here. There's one on the front. There's also the main section, and what's great about this main section is that it has card slots in here, so you don't have to bring your wallet. And then there's another zippered compartment here in the back. So a lot of pockets, makes this guy really spacious and really easy to use, honestly. So with all of those pockets, it makes this bag really spacious, and it gives you a lot of organization within the bag. Alright, so in hubby's bag, in this front pocket, I just put a pack of gum and a little chapstick in here. This is super vital. We always bring chapstick with SPF in it because if you're out in the sun, your lips are susceptible, and nobody ever puts sunscreen on their lips. So something that we just have to take care of. Also, gum is super important. If you are a gum chewer, Disney does not sell gum anywhere on Disney property. So you have to bring your own gum, and we definitely like gum, especially after meals. So that's that in his bag. He's much more of a gum chewer than I am, so I made sure to put some in his bag. Okay, so moving on to the interior of the bag, this compartment is pretty spacious. So I have a pair of sunglasses for him, and a Mickey fan because unfortunately it's going to be hot when we're there. Surprisingly, not surprisingly, because it's still hot in September, so it's gonna be warm. I also do have a pack of wet ones for him. I am a wet ones obsessed person. I blame my mom. And we use wet ones all the time, constantly, so it's nice to have a couple packs between us. So a pack for him. And then I also have a portable charger. So we each carry our own portable charger just to make sure that our electronics can stay charged really nicely. And that's everything that's in the main compartment. But like I said, there are card slots in here, so he won't have to carry a wallet. He can just stick like his ID and debit card, our room key in these little compartments. And that's it. So there's nothing in the back either, but that's a great place to put receipts after we make purchases, or if you have cash, you can stick it in there. And then same thing with the back. There's nothing in that pocket. So that is how the sling bag is gonna be packed up for my hubby. And one nice little bonus that's really cool about having a sling bag is my husband is a hat wearer. So it's not uncommon for him to wear a hat into the parks, but if we're getting on a ride or he's just kind of sick of wearing a hat, he could easily just clip this on to his sling bag. And voila, hat is hanging on the bag off of his body. So he doesn't have to worry about that. It's just kind of tucked off to the side and he's good to go. So really convenient to have the sling bag, even if you don't have a ton of stuff that you want to bring or need to bring or feel like you're going to use. It's nice to just have a little something to be able to put some things in, or in this case, on. Well, hey friends, thank you so much for checking out today's video. Before we get back into what's in the park bags, I do want to ask you guys to subscribe if you have not already, and give the video a thumbs up if you're enjoying it, because it helps my channel out so much and lets YouTube know that people like my content. So let's get back to the video. All right, let's move into what's in my bag for this couple's trip to Disney. Now, I am actually still debating between these two bags to bring for my park bag. The reason why I have a debate going is because I love this bag, but I know myself. And I love to get treats in the Disney parks. It's one of my favorite things to do at Disney is try different treats, bring treats back to our room, bring treats home with us. And I know with not having a stroller or like my large tote bag that I usually have on the stroller, or a cooler bag that I usually have on the stroller, that I need some space to put some snacks. So this bag, I have a whole video showing how I would pack it up for a day at the parks, both for just like a solo day or a couple's day and with my kiddos, so as a family bag. But today we're gonna go ahead and talk about what's in the park bag based on this bag itself. So like I said, I'm still debating, so don't be surprised if in the vlogs you see one or the other or neither. It could happen. But I'm gonna talk to you guys about my essentials that I did pack up in this freshly picked backpack. I have had this backpack for a couple years now. I got it when my son started preschool and I had just like extra time with my daughter kind of by herself. And so I needed something a little smaller of a diaper bag than what I had. And I love this print. It's leopard, but it's Mickey and it's neutral. I just am obsessed with it and I still love it now. I do also have a matching sling bag in the same print that might come with me. Just being honest, it may come, we don't know. But let's talk about what's in the bag and what my like essentials are. So the first thing that you can see, I did put a pair of ears just down here in this zippered pocket, which this pocket is really nice because it is zippered. So the ears are actually in here pretty secure. There's no hook or anything like that. So if that's something you're super concerned about, maybe don't do this approach. Maybe get one of those little like lanyard things from Amazon where you can hook the ears onto and then stick it in this pocket, but have it hooked onto like this ring back here. That could be an option for you, but that's the first thing I have in here is a pair of cute ears. So before I get started, I do want to say this bag, whatever bag I end up packing up for my park bag, will also be my personal item on our flight. So a couple things that are packed in the bag are not actually going to be used at the parks. They're more for the flight. And the first thing right here is Clorox wipes. I have two because this one's really low and then this one's a fresh pack. So some Clorox wipes to just wipe down the surfaces in the airplane and in the hotel room once we check in. All right, so let's get into the things that I will actually use in the parks. And the first thing is, of course, a pack of wet ones. You gotta wipe your hands, clean off surfaces, things like that. Really comes in handy just to make sure that you are not carrying on any germs, bring them home to your family. So I love that. And then I also do always bring a pack of Kleenex because I do have allergies and sometimes they just rear their ugly heads at the most random of times. Sometimes things at Disney make you cry, so you need a tissue to wipe your tears. So, always love having tissues. That's everything in this front pocket. The front pocket is very flat, so not a ton fits in there, but you definitely can get away with like a couple packs of wipes. You could do a fan in here, like one of the small fans, things like that. Speaking of fans, on this outside pocket is where I have my Mickey fan. I love this thing because it does have a little ring on the back for you to hold. So it's really nice. You can hang on to it, stand in line, fan yourself off in the heat of either California or Florida. Why are the parks only like the hottest places? I don't know, but that's where we are. So love this. It'd be really nice to not have to like fight with my kids over who gets to use the fan. Because yes, it does end up being a fight. So that's in the side compartment. In the other side compartment, I am bringing a water bottle. So this guy is actually from a small shop. I have talked about this a lot in the past. It's a cute little sketch Mickey print. And I love this water bottle because it's not too big, but it's a good size to get some ice in here, some cold water, and then it does have a little lift up spout, which I love, and this cute little handle to carry it. So really, really perfect for the parks for me because it's not a ton of water, it's not super heavy, but it's enough to keep my thirst at bay. There is a pocket here in the back. It's just a little slip pocket, but I don't have anything in there. So let's talk about what's inside. All right, guys, the first thing that's inside my bag, and I honestly don't think I'll need this, which might cause me to reevaluate the bag I bring. It is actually a layering piece. So this is just like it's not a flannel or like a shacket. It's just a button-up shirt that I use as a third layer. So it's just black, very simple. It's kind of like distressed. I really like it to throw on when I'm at Disney because in the mornings it can be a little chilly, and then at night it can get a little chilly if there's like some wind going on, or if you're by the water it can get a little chilly. So it's nice to have this, but it's definitely something that's optional. Again, if we had the stroller, it would just go on the bottom of the stroller, but we don't have that. So packed in my bag, that's the first thing. And then there's so much room in here, so much room. So I'm gonna pull this pouch out. This little guy is, so this pouch is all of my like personal item accessory kind of needs. I did go ahead and put a card holder in here to act as my wallet for the trip. I also have a pair of sunnies. I've got some lotion, a hairbrush / mirror. These are so cool. Always so convenient to have a hairbrush. Those rides get your hair so crazy. And then I have a little thing of deodorant. Oops, hello. Deodorant. And of course some lip products. So I've got lip gloss and a little Carmex with SPF in it. I will also bring a chapstick as well, but that's everything that was in this little pouch. So really nice to have all that stuff contained because it's all small items that you don't want to get lost. But personally, I'm always washing my hands and like sanitizing my hands and all that stuff, so it's nice to have lotion and just everything that I need. I'll also throw my inhaler in there. It's just not in there currently because I use it still. The other thing that's in here that I may or may not bring is actually a changing pad. I've mentioned this before, but I like to have a small changing pad with me, even though my kids don't wear diapers, because when you go to sit for like a parade or a show, it's nice to not have to sit right on the ground. So if I have the space, I will bring a changing pad with me. They're so lightweight. They take up absolutely, like, they weigh nothing. They barely take up any room. So it's nice to just have this on hand if you need it. And trust me, if you don't bring it, you're gonna wish you had. And that's always the worst part of travel. The next thing I have is something, again, that we'd mainly use in the airport or airplane itself, and that is some disposable face masks. I like to just have face masks because, I don't know, sometimes I just feel like better about using those in the airplane than not, so I just always have those with me. I also have another little pouch, and this pouch is, I don't know if you call it like oral hygiene, maybe. Could be a good term for what's in here. I've got a pack of gum. I have these little flossers. No, not flossers. I have these little wisp toothbrushes These are so great, especially if you've had like a meal. I love garlic, but I don't want to smell like garlic. You know, I don't want to have garlic breath everywhere. So it's nice to have this to go ahead and brush my teeth after a meal. I do also have a pair of travel scissors. These are so cool. It's like the size of like a pin, but you open it up and then you just kind of press this thing up and it extends and voila, scissors. So great. I've never had an issue traveling with these, and I bring them honestly everywhere with me in this little pouch. So tucks right away. They're TSA approved. Really great. And that particularly comes in handy when I have my kids, because they'll ask for lollipops at Disney especially, and the lollipops are so hard to open. So I bought those scissors specifically for lollipops, but I use them for so many other things too. And the last thing in this pouch are 2 straws. These are metal reusable straws. I just bought these. I have used the silicone straws for ages and I love those, but my daughter has been in like this phase where she chews them up. She chews up every straw she gets her hands on. So they kind of just needed to like be retired. I'll probably still bring, we have a few good ones still, so I'll probably bring those with the kids still, but I thought these were really nice for the hubby and I. Each straw comes with its own little case. Whoops. It also did come with a little carabiner hook, so you could hook it on here and like hang it off the side of your bag or like your fanny pack or something. And then each straw actually comes with its own teeny tiny straw brush. And the straws are great because they are super compact, but they also extend to be full size. They have a little silicone tip right here on the end, which is great because I actually hate the way metal straws feel in my mouth. But so great because of the silicone, and then they extend to different sizes, which is nice because Disney does have like small cups and regular size cups. So sometimes it's nice to have a straw that's like just a little smaller, or if you need one that's full size, you have that too. So I absolutely love these. It came as a set of 4 for, I want to say, under $10 on Amazon, of course. Ooh. So I will link those below, and then everything just fits right in the carrying case. You just wash it off when you're done, stick it back in there, and you're good to go. And so I have one for each of us. My hubby's is black, and his straw is actually just silver. It's not that like rainbow crazy color. Here it is. And that was all that was in this little pouch. The next thing I have is my mini ring light. She is super bright and really great for nighttime in the parks. So here she is. Ooh, she's bright. So she actually gives off a lot of light. I love to bring this along, number one, to take pictures with, so I can clip it onto my phone and then take pictures. Or I also like to have it for my kids at night because they get a little nervous sometimes when we're in the dark, or say if we're walking back to our hotel room, it's just too dark for them. So we'll give them this light and then they can have light and kind of light the pathway too. But I'm bringing it really for myself, just for photos. The next thing I have is my portable charger. This guy is so great. I absolutely love it. I bring it everywhere with me now, honestly. It pretty much lives in my sling bag that I carry with me on a daily basis. It does have cords built into it right on the back, so it makes charging very, very easy. And I charge my stuff up all day long with this, and I've never run out of power actually. So it's really nice. Like I said, my husband does have his own portable charger as well. So it's nice to have two, just because if in case you get separated, or one does happen to get all used up, or one doesn't get charged at night, you need some options. So I always like to have a couple just in case. And this one does have a little holder right here, which is really fun. So really nice. Absolutely love it. Highly recommend. Alright guys, and actually the last thing in my bag is a little first aid kit. This is a Johnson & Johnson little case that they sell at Target. I know they sell them just empty. But I go ahead and fill this up with some first aid needs. So the first thing I have in here is some eye drops, just for redness, eye itch relief. My husband often needs eye drops whenever we're out somewhere, so I just bring those along. Also have a thing of Tylenol. This is the travel size Tylenol. I have an emergency packet, just in case anyone starts to feel a little under the weather. I also have some ibuprofen, just in a baggie like a creeper, but 200 milligrams. I find it's really great. I hate to say this, but as I'm getting older, yikes, as I'm hitting my mid-30s, I find that taking some ibuprofen like midway through the day at Disney really helps with my achy feet and legs, so I definitely recommend this. And then I also just have randomly a couple cough drops and a couple of Benadryl, just in case you have an allergy attack of some sort, allergic reaction to something. Nice to have those things on you and not have to worry about finding like the first aid center or paying, you know, $12 for a Benadryl. I don't know if that's the real price, but you know what I mean. The stuff is always so much more expensive when you have to buy it somewhere else other than like Target or Walmart. So that's everything that fits in my little first aid kit. There we go. That's everything in my little first aid kit. So reusable, something I've had forever. I also need to put some Band-Aids in here because Band-Aids, you always want to have a couple. So I'll stick a couple Band-Aids in there. I know people often use Band-Aids for like blisters or just owies. We tend to randomly get owies of some sort, so it's nice to have Band-Aids. So I'll put a couple in there as well. And that's all that's in my park bag. So hopefully you guys can kind of understand why I'm sort of in between, because this bag definitely allows me to like buy treats or merch and have a place to put it in my bag versus just carrying it in a Disney bag, because I feel like the Disney bags break down a little bit. And I don't really want to be carrying around like, you know, snacks and treats in a Disney bag. So all right, friends, so those are my essentials for my park bag for a solo or couples trip. So I hope this video is helpful. Let me know what your #1 must-have is in your park bag for your Disney trip. And I'll talk to you soon. Bye, friends.